seen George Floyd's family petition the United Nations to disarm the police here in the U.S., to have the UN disarm U.S. police, which is unbelievable to me. And we know that Floyd was killed by the police. He wasn't shot by the police, but yet they're calling for disarmament. Now, I can't help but think that this is playing right into a pre-planned agenda. As everything lines up, maybe something like the Strong Cities Network.
Watch what they do to this car right here.
Airship was over it pretty fast, and we had a team of officers get there pretty quick. Most of them, if not all of them, they left right as our officers showed up. So we didn't get anybody in custody, and it looks like we had
see that guy right there?
Mm-hmm.
That guy right there is busting out the window.
And we have a team of...
And then the helicopter backs up.
Maintaining security until the business can get there to make the repairs.
Officer, we heard from Los Angeles Police Department Chief Michael Moore today, essentially with a plea to protesters to keep an open line.
So here we are witnessing NYPD's finest breaking into a jewelry store for some fucking...
Oscars, Gold and Diamonds got the NYPD with a metal grinder breaking into a closed business. What's up with that?
Reason. This shit don't make absolutely no fucking sense. The fuck? Tax dollars hard at work here on Fordham.
Are those fucking bricks? What the fuck are those?
Those look like bricks. Look, yeah, those are fucking bricks. What the fuck? They're doing that for undercover police officers that are getting involved in the protests so that they have an excuse to beat the shit out of people.
I just got back to my vehicle, parked in a lot, and the police slashed one.
Now, a question here says, Minneapolis police slashed every tire on my rental car as well as every tire of every car in this parking lot. Now, you might question, well, how do we know it was the police? Well, just stay tuned.
1, 2, 3, 4 of my tires. And they've also slashed every other car that's parked in this lot's tires. Every car that's parked here has their tires slashed. Every single car. Unbelievable. I can't get home now. Great.
Watch this right here. Look at this. Stabbing the tires over here. Slashing the tires. Now I noticed that the tire pressure isn't going down too fast because it seems like it would just go straight down. But watch, they walk over to this other car. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that was a psychological operation. Someone pointed out to us that all the cars in the Kmart parking lot at Nicollet and Lake Street have slashed tires. The group that told us said it was the police or National Guard who did it. This is on May 20th.
Wait, what the fuck? Oh, they're fucking breaking her.
Oh my god, they're all on her and they're all tasing her. What the fuck?
Yeah. They just fucking grabbed her by
Stop! What the fuck? We're watching you, motherfuckers! We're watching you, motherfuckers! They're still tasing her. Fucking stop! You fucking coward fucks! Stop! Stop it!
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Fucking stop it!
We see you! We see you! We fucking see you! Stop fucking this!
I command you to immediately disperse! Everybody move once more!
Watch this cop's face right here. Check. He just looks like a psychopath.
Turn the
There's an absolutely gobsmacking story out of Chicago tonight. I almost can't believe what I've seen.
These individuals did indeed abandon their responsibilities and their obligation and their oath to serve and protect.
One was asleep on my couch at my campaign office. One had his head down on the desk. One was on his cell phone. They even had the unmitigated gall to go and make coffee for themselves and to pop popcorn, my popcorn, in my microwave.
What is your take on defunding the police, and what would be their alternative to the police? My guest is the executive director of the Post-Sustainability Institute. She's also a retired forensic commercial real estate advisor specializing in eminent domain valuation. She served as a district branch chief of for the California Department of Transportation for nearly 30 years. Her career in litigation support on land use has culminated in exposing the impacts of sustainable development on private property rights and individual liberty. Rosa Koire is an author and a public speaker who has spoken across the world. You can find her work on our website, Democrats Against UNAgenda21.com. Very happy to welcome the author of Behind the Green Mask, UN Agenda 21, Rosa Koire. Ms. Koire, thank you for taking the time to be here today.
Sure. Agenda 21 is the action plan. It's the blueprint, the comprehensive plan that was signed on to by 178 nations plus the Holy See in 1992. It's the United Nations plan, and it's a plan to inventory and control all land, water, plants, minerals, construction, means of production, food, energy, everything on the planet, law enforcement, education, and of course, information and human beings. So this is, a comprehensive plan of action, an inventory and control plan. It's about data sharing. It's about money transferring from the developed nations to the lesser developed nations. And ultimately, it's about destroying your ability to have a voice, destroying your ability to have a representative government. It's about changing your government to governance and taking away your voice, giving your entirely destroying your ability to be free and to be independent. And the goal, of course, is to transfer power from local individuals to a global governance system. So you can't do that all at once, and it's been a long process. And you see it as, exactly what you're seeing right now. It's a plan to disrupt and destroy the existing system. It's a plan of transformation and control.
An illusion it will be. So large, so vast, it will escape their perception. Those who will see it will be thought of as insane. We will create separate fronts to prevent them from seeing the connection between us. We will behave as if we are not connected to keep the illusion alive. Our goal will be accomplished one drop at a time, so as to never bring suspicion upon ourselves. This will also prevent them from seeing the changes as they occur. We will always stand above the relative field of their experience, for we know the secrets of the absolute. We will work together, always, and will remain bound by blood and secrecy. Death will come to he who speaks. We will keep their lifespan short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so that they will never see what is happening. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water. Also, in the air. They will be blanketed in poison everywhere they turn. The soft metals will cause them to lose their minds.
A brand new study out of Australia by a team of scientists claims that the coronavirus is in fact human-made and did not occur naturally in nature, as we have been told so many times over the past few months.
COVID-19 virus was particularly well adapted to bind to human cells, and that was far superior to its ability to bind the cells of any other animal species.
And now another scientist has found that in fact the coronavirus is not of natural origin and contains protein sequences that appear to have been artificially inserted. Why do these scientists say this is true? Plus, today, for the very first time, we are going to unearth content from 5 years ago that demonstrated the US government was in fact funding not just research into coronaviruses, but the manipulation of those viruses. And you won't believe the organizations involved in that and how they're connected to the Wuhan lab.
Last week, the congressman got word that his office in Chicago had been burglarized. But when he went to look at the surveillance tape, this is what he found. A group of up to 13 police officers helping themselves to coffee, making popcorn, even napping in his office, while outside stores were being damaged and robbed.
It's a plan to disrupt and destroy the existing system. It's a plan of transformation and control. And that's what we're living through right now.
I would have to agree that it is absolutely taking place right now. And many people may not be very familiar with Agenda 21, despite the fact that this has been around for some time and it's taking place right now. But I would say that maybe more people might be more familiar, for example, with the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, because we've seen all the celebrities championing this, and both of these programs are UN programs. What is the difference, if any, between Agenda 21 and the 2030 Agenda?
Well, Agenda 21 is the agenda for the 21st century. And of course, you know that the century is 100 years long. And so Agenda 2030 is a 30-year milestone within the Agenda 21 plan. So I really think this is a public relations sort of end game around those of us who've been really alerting the public to Agenda 21. Because now that they're saying, well, Agenda 21 has been replaced by Agenda 2030, there's so much great information out there about Agenda 21 that they're trying to divert you from focusing on Agenda 21. Now, when you know that Agenda 2030 is simply a milestone year within that 100-year period, the milestone years are 2020, 2025, 2030, and 2050. They really fully expect to have this entire plan locked up and completed by 2050. If you go to America2050.org, which is a Ford Foundation and Rockefeller Foundation project, you'll get a look at what their idea is for in fact what they want the United States to devolve into, which is to destroy the sense of having a unified union, and to, in fact, not have 50 states any longer, to have 11 mega regions. And in fact, what this plan does is it destroys the concept of the nation state, and it completely destroys it and devolves it into the city states or regions. And these are not, like individual cities, like say San Francisco or New York. These are regions that are governed by megacities, which are huge, enormous cities that could be part of Washington State, part of Oregon, part of Idaho, and part of British Columbia.